Okay, so let's jump right in. We're going to talk about a pretty simple question today, but it has a huge answer. Where do gold and platinum come from? You might be surprised to learn that they don't actually come from Earth at all.
We see these shiny metals all the time, right? In rings, in necklaces. We think of them as being valuable and special. But their story started a long, long time before any of us were around.
So, have you ever stopped to think about where they really come from? I mean, before they were in a store or even before they were found on Earth? Well, the answer is way out there, in space.
Let's start with what scientists used to think. For a long time, the idea was that gold came from giant, dying stars.
And yeah, for many, many years, this was the main idea. It was the best story they had to explain where these heavy metals came from.
That idea was called a supernova. A supernova is just a huge, huge explosion. It happens when a really big star gets to the end of its life. It's one of the biggest bangs in the universe.
So the old idea was pretty simple. You have one giant star, and it dies. Then, boom, it explodes with a ton of energy. That explosion was so powerful, it could create heavy things like gold and then shoot them all across space. And after a long time, that space dust came together to help make new planets, like our planet, Earth. But you know, science is always learning new things. So now there's a new idea. And believe me, this story is even more exciting.
That's right. Because of new technology, scientists can now see and measure things they never could before. And what they found has pointed them to a completely different kind of event in space. And this new event is called a kilonova. Now, a kilonova is an amazing explosion that happens when two super dense, dead stars called neutron stars actually crash right into each other.
Okay, so let's look at the difference here. The old idea, the supernova, that was about one big star. But the new idea, the kilonova, is about two small but really, really heavy stars. And get this, with a kilonova, the gold is made instantly in an explosion that's even more powerful than a supernova.
So, how does this work? It's pretty amazing. First, you have two of these neutron stars, and they get pulled closer and closer to each other. Then they crash together super fast. That crash makes a gigantic explosion, and it's so hot and powerful that it creates gold in an instant. And just like before, all that new gold gets sent flying out into space.
So this is a really cool story about the universe. But what does it mean for you and me, here on Earth? Well, let's connect this giant space event to our own lives. Think about this number for a second. 100%. All of the gold and all of the platinum on our entire planet was made in space. Every little piece of it came here from these giant cosmic explosions. So that means any gold that you own, maybe a ring or a watch, it was once part of a star crash billions of years ago. It traveled all the way across the universe before it landed here on Earth and eventually ended up with you.
I think this quote just says it perfectly. When we wear gold, we are wearing stardust. It's just a beautiful way to think about it, isn't it? It reminds us that we're all connected to the bigger universe. So the story of our most special metals is actually a space story. And that is just amazing. It really makes you wonder, right? What else in our everyday lives has a secret connection to the stars?